Hello everyone, welcome to Java tutorials chapter number 10. In this chapter we are going to discuss the Java decision making. Decision making structures have one of or more conditions to be evaluated or tested by the program, along with a statement or statements that are to be executed if the condition is determined to be true, and optionally other statements to be executed if the condition is determined to be false. Following is a general form of typical decision-making structure found in most of the programming languages. Condition if true, execute the code. Condition if false, break. If statement. An if statement consists of a Boolean expression followed by one or more statements. The syntax is if braces Boolean expression brackets statements will execute if Boolean expression is true. If the Boolean expression evaluates to true, then the block of the code inside the if statement will be executed. If not, the first set of the code after the end of the if statement after the closing curly braces will be executed. Example: public static void main string args int x equals 10. If x less than or equal to 20, system.out print this is if statement. Well, definitely 10 is less than 20, the condition is true, and it printed this is if statement. If else statement. An if else statement can be followed by an optional else statement which executes when the Boolean expression is false. So in the previous example we have seen if the condition is false, it breaks and code continues to the next line after the closing braces. But what if we want, if the condition is false, still we would like to execute something else, instead continuing the program. For example, if int x is equal to 30 and x less than 20, which is a false, so the system is not going to print this is if statement. Else it catches the false and prints this is else statement as the output of the program, as 30 is not less than 20. Nested if statement. It is always legal to nest if else statements, which means you can use one if or else if statement inside another if or else if statement. The syntax is if Boolean expression 1 executes when the Boolean expression 1 is true. If Boolean expression 2 executes when the Boolean expression 2 is true. So within an if you can write one more if, which is a nested if. You can nest else in a similar way as we have nested if statement. You see an example: if x equals, where integer x is declared as 30 and y equals 10, if x equals 30, execute the second if statement, that's y equals 10. Yes, both are true, and system will print 30 and y. A switch statement. A switch statement allows a variable to be tested for equality against a list of values. Each value is called a case, and the variable being switched on is checked for each case. The syntax of enhanced for loop is switch expression case value statements break, case value statements break, and so on. You can have any number of case statements, default, optional, and statements. The following rules apply to a switch statement. The variable used in a switch statement can only be integers, convertible integers, byte, short or char, strings, and enums. You can have any number of case statements within a switch. Each case is followed by the value to be compared to and a colon. The value for a case must be the same data type as the variable in the switch, and it must be a constant or a literal. When the variable being switched on is equal to a case, the statements following that case will execute until a break statement is reached. When a break statement is reached, the switch terminates and the flow of control jumps to the next line following the switch statement. Not every case needs to contain a break. If no break appears, the flow of control will fall through to subsequent cases until a break is reached. A switch statement can have an optional default case, which must appear at the end of the switch. The default case can be used for performing a task when none of the cases is true. No break is needed in the default case. For example, we have a class test where we have a char grade C, switch C, we have passed the variable grade. Class A, case A, system.out.println excellent. For B, good. For C, well done. As our case is a C, the system should print well done, your grade is C. Compile and run the above program using various command line arguments. This will produce the following result. The conditional operator. We have covered the conditional operator in the previous chapter, which we can be used to replace if-else statements. It has the following general form: expression 1 question mark, expression 2 colon, expression 3 is a semicolon. Where expression 1, expression 2 and expression 3 are expressions, notice the use and placement of the colon. To determine the value of the whole expression, initially expression 1 is evaluated. If the value of expression 1 is true, then the value of expression 2 will be the value of the whole expression. If the value of expression 1 is false, then the expression 3 is evaluated and its value becomes the value of the entire expression. Well, that's the end of the tutorial. We hope you enjoyed the tutorial in Java. We'll get back with more tutorials, and then have a nice day. Thank you.